this psychopath, this sociopath, this American-born sociopath, Edan Alexander, wants to get redeployed. So cute, my little Hasanito. If you want to understand the fucking insanity of someone who is brain broken, brain poisoned by Zionism, look no further than the story of New Jersey resident Edan Alexander. Okay? Now, Edan Alexander, despite growing up in the United States of America in New Jersey, chose to go to the state of Israel and join the Israeli occupying force. And of course, while he was a part of the Israeli occupying force, Edan Alexander was apprehended as a prisoner of war, not a hostage, a prisoner of war, captured on duty and in uniform on October 7th. There is an important distinction to be made here. Okay? Under the standards of international law, okay, his apprehension is of a different severity, a different priority, a different legal standard than a civilian. Okay? He wasn't the one who was kidnapped from a tank. That was, I think that was, what's his name? I'm forgetting. Whatever. He wasn't kidnapped from a tank. He was kidnapped at a base, but not kidnapped anyway. Yeah, there was Nimrod Cohen. Nimrod Cohen was the one kidnapped from a tank, which is a hilarious sequence of words to say someone got kidnapped from a tank. Anyway, so Edan Alexander, talk white man, talk white boy, keep talking white man. Are you white man? You are talking white man. Keep talking. Speed up. This is live. Thank you, white man. You got it. Idiotaccount.com. Now, Edan Alexander was kept in captivity by Hamas as a prisoner of war. But because of his American citizenship, Donald Trump made it a priority to have him be released. Donald Trump, through his envoys, got Edan Alexander to be released unconditionally. Hamas thought, and this was obviously a mistake at the time, that if they were to release Edan Alexander, the American citizen, okay, that this would open up a gesture of good faith to Steve Witkoff. This is how it was presented, a goodwill release. This would open up a direct line of communication without Israel being involved with the United States of America, right? And they did not, the United States of America did not return that favor at all. And they just let Israel do whatever the fuck it wanted to do. Edan Alexander came back to the United States of America. Okay? After this goodwill release by Hamas. He was celebrated as a hero, despite the fact that he took it upon himself to join the Nazi forces of the Israeli occupying force. Kamala's statements, one of Kamala's statements' only releases since her failed electoral run was about Edan Alexander. This was the only thing Kamala Harris has said about Israel and Gaza since she had lost the election. She said, after 584 days in Hamas captivity, American citizen Edan Alexander is finally reunited with his family. From my meetings with the Alexander family, I have long admired their strength and courage, and Doug and I join all Edan's loved ones in celebrating his safe return. The work to bring home the remaining hostages must continue. The international community cannot rest until all hostages are home. That was one of the only things that Kamala Harris said about Israel-Palestine. Okay? In May 2025, Hamas was asked by the U.S. to release the IDF soldier Edan Alexander as a show of goodwill, with Steve Witkoff assuring them that such a move would lead him to directly request Israel to stop its crippling siege. Alexander was released, and Witkoff did nothing. Now, this freak, this psychopath, this sociopath, this American-born sociopath, Edan Alexander, wants to get redeployed. U.S. media and many politicians treated this guy, who has now twice decided to enlist in another country's military, as a hero. Meanwhile, 16-year-old Mohammed Zahir Ibrahim, a U.S. citizen, has been held hostage in an Israeli torture camp for the last 8 months. So tell me how there isn't a fucking double standard in which kind of American citizens we care about more.
6 here today with the message from the man who spent more than a year and a half in Hamas captivity. This week, Edan Alexander spoke publicly for the first time since he was released. You may remember. I
know that if you're pro-Israel, you think this is a story of heroic resilience. But I think to the overwhelming majority of American society, they look to this and they go, this is the most freakish individual I have ever encountered in my entire fucking life. And holy shit, what the fuck is wrong with his brain? Okay? There ain't no goddamn way that an average American hears this fucking story and goes, wow, props to him, brother. No fucking shot, dude. This is sociopathic behavior through and through. He is a bloodthirsty fucking monster. Even if you're not good on Palestine, you got to think that this is just stupid, right? You were a hostage for over a year and you go back. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Americans who would normally be like, I don't really understand what's going on. It seems like what Israel's doing is kind of fucked up, but, you know, let God sort it out, is going to hear the story and go, this is fucking insane.
He had a hero's welcome when he arrived home in Tenafly back in June. As Alicia Reed explains, he is vowing to return to Israel.
Edan Alexander was in Hamas captivity for 584 days. This week, he spoke at a gala at the Hilton here in Manhattan, saluting heroes. A room full of people listened intently as he made a public...
Saluting heroes, dude. Saluting the rest of the fucking Nazis. Look at this entire room of Nazi sympathizers. Jesus Christ.
Time since he was released.
Those are the hardest days of my life. Days of struggle, pain, and separation from my family.
Yeah, it seems Hamas captivity wasn't all that bad, right? Considering that you are willing to potentially get captured once again.
The American Israeli was a volunteer with the Israel Defense Forces when he was taken hostage. He was 19 years old at the time, 1 year after graduating high school. As he continues to think of those left behind, he says he fought to stay alive in the dark tunnels.
While I am free, many others are still in captivity. Their nightmares continue. Their families still wait. We cannot forget them. We cannot stop until they're all home.
The crowd gathered.
Yeah, they're gonna boost them to corporal, general, brigadier, admiral, whatever. I mean, he's old enough now. He is now the rear admiral general of the IDF. Fantastic, sir. Thank you.
天上太阳风呀风通通的，心中太阳是毛泽东的，他喊到我们的结伴呢，这一本身当家做主人，一呀一自由，两呀自由啊，这一本身上。